I thank you all for holding this important hearing, and I look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. I'll start the questions, and then we'll head to the ranking member, and we'll go back and forth. Mr. Ring, the Biden administration took several actions that likely contributed to the debanking of crypto firms. In January 2023, the prudential regulators issued a joint statement urging banks to limit their exposure to cryptocurrency activities and associated risks. The FDIC-IG disclosed that the existence of pause letters sent to financial firms between March of 22 and May of 23, asking them to pause planned or ongoing crypto-related activities and provide additional information. And as I said earlier, we received validation today with Chair Hill's actions. The SEC issued Staff Accounting Bulletin 121, which effectively prevented banks from holding digital assets in custody. These actions collectively helped create an environment where banks became reluctant to work with crypto firms, fearing regulatory backlash. You've worked to create a banking environment focused on being a home for so many Americans and businesses who have been debanked. I'm hoping you can share what your interactions have been like with our federal banking regulators.
Well, I like to say that I'm standing between the regulators and America, and I'm the only bank executive who is not intimidated by the regulators. And I definitely fly too close to the sun, but you've got to protect America. And what was really disappointing about FIL 1622 that you referenced, Chairman Scott, is that on its face, if you read it, it wasn't entirely unreasonable about safety and soundness. Unfortunately, the examiners took that to stop banks from even being the on and off ramp. So if you're a legal crypto business, it's one thing that there could be some challenges holding a customer's tokens and keys, but to think you could not be that legal business's bank account was the real problem with FIL 1622, and thank goodness it's been exposed. SAB 121, I don't know how that passed the laugh test. To think that if you're holding a customer's crypto, that you've got to book that as a liability and then put capital against it is ridiculous, and thankfully that's been rescinded.
Thank you for that answer. Mr. McCauley, Anchorage Digital has the honor of being the only OCC-related federally chartered crypto bank in the United States. This stamp of approval from the OCC should provide your company with legitimacy and access to traditional banking services. However, as you detailed in your testimony, Anchorage has still struggled to access the traditional banking system despite you're a bank. This is unacceptable. Could you elaborate on Anchorage's debanking experience and the impact on your business operations, including making payroll for your employees and going beyond the 20% layoffs, devastating for any business? Our employees are very much like our families when you're in business, and I'd love for you to share, in addition, other issues and challenges that you face because they don't want you to be a bank.
Senator Scott, thank you for the question. I think the first effect that was so pernicious about the debanking that has gone on for the last several years has been the kind of betrayal of the bargain that is the American experiment. We were taught growing up that we would have a fair legal system and a fair justice system, that we could face our accusers. And so I would say the most devastating part of this to the crypto industry has been that betrayal of trust. And I think that as we look forward to the new administration coming in and thinking about the path forward here, that is probably the most important thing to reestablish is this industry's trust in the reliability of the American banking system and the legal and justice system here.
I would suggest it goes to the entire government. Anytime you see the weaponization of government against you or your industry, it makes you not just cautious, but leery of the entire system itself. I wonder if you would, because of your day-to-day interaction with so many crypto firms, how widespread is debanking in the crypto space?
So an anecdote I could share is I was speaking at a meetup of about 100 crypto founders within San Francisco, and just as a show of hands, I said, "Hey, who here has had trouble getting a bank account or has had debanking issues?" All the hands in the room went up. And so to say this is pervasive is an understatement. It's been across the entire industry. Everybody has dealt with this. In fact, to it became so commonplace to us that it became background noise. And we started thinking about it. It was just assumed that if you were a crypto company, you would have trouble getting banking services.
Unbelievable. Ranking Member Warren.